Should people with learning disabilities be allowed to work for less than minimum wage? Debate on BBC 5 Live 10 a.m. Alternate phrasing of this question. Should employers be allowed to exploit some of society's most vulnerable people? Welcome to MK, the finest Reddit readings south of the equator, and welcome to r/murdered by words. I hate when straight men ask openly gay women, how you know you don't like wiener if you ain't ever try it? Bro, how you know you ain't like wiener if you ain't ever try it? See how stupid that stuff sounds? Man, come here. Let me put this strap in your booty. We finna answer that right now. At Play Overwatch. Hi team, my daughter created a new character. Her name is Burst. She'd love to know your thoughts. Our artists were so inspired by this that they created their own fan art. Hope your daughter loves it. The Overwatch crew just made something adorable. Like, I'm an actual freaking artist, and so are a million goddamn other people on the planet, and the person being recognized for their art by a game company is a freaking child? Nah, so much F that. Well, if the criteria for recognition is being an effing child, I'd say you still have a chance. Hashtag surviving Cardi B spreads online after rapper claims she used to drug and rob men. People have been paying for her music for the last 2 to 3 years, and all of a sudden her robbing people is news? At this point, there's no excuse for a baby boomer to be technologically incompetent anymore. It's just willful ignorance. This stuff is not effing hard. Why is it asking for a password? Because you're logging into something, Martha. That's how it's been for the last 20 frickin' years. How do I do X? Can you show me? No, Dale. You can Google it, like the rest of us. It requires one exposure to the concept of Googling to understand how it works. Your generation was smart enough to cause a total economic collapse out of malice, but not smart enough to type in a few words, I guess. I'm just not tech savvy. No, you just refuse to learn because, like in most things, you are stuck in your ways. The worst part is after you help an old F with some sort of tech BS, 9 times out of 10 they'll give you some kind of BS passive-aggressive thank you. Like, oh, I guess you young people have to know something about those phones you're always on, huh? Give me an effing break, Gretchen. I have depression from living in the economy you created, and my phone is more of a reprieve than dealing with your stubborn, inconsiderate A. And another thing that just gets my blood boiling is their ability to get into their settings, completely F things up, and then manage to develop total amnesia about how it happened. What do you mean you set your phone to Japanese on accident, Phil? There's like 15 separate menus you have to navigate through to get there. I think it's because I got a virus. No, Greg, it's not a virus. The only viruses here are your rampant stupidity and the deadly pathogens carried by your unvaccinated grandchildren. I just absolutely loathe that the people who decide if women should be executed for having abortions or not are the same people who can't figure out how to work a Blu-ray player with the instructions in front of them. President Trump. I will close the border if Mexico doesn't go with it, if Mexico doesn't stop. If that's easy to close the border with Mexico, why do we need a $50 billion wall? Plus, people could still just enter from the other 2 Mexicos. Boyfriend took me to get undies and he wanted to embarrass me, so he said real loud, I can't wait to rip these off with my teeth. And I replied with, seriously, you need to stop, you're my brother. I won. President Trump was remarkably strong in his joint press event with Senator McConnell. His grasp of the issues is very deep and growing. I assume your spell check is in the hospital battling cancer, so you abandoned it. It's always the guys with big trucks, guns, and small penises who are convinced everyone else is beta. I drive a car. Love how that is the one thing you corrected. Man drugged and robbed by Cardi B says it was still better than listening to her music. That's 2 for 2 for Cardi B. 2 for 2. God meant for women to be more chastity. If not, he would have created a means for checking men's virginity. Luckily, we developed Twitter, so we can just read tweets like these to tell when you're a virgin. Croissants at LaGuardia are going for $7 a piece? Yet some people think getting a whole hour of personal dedicated human labor for $15 is too expensive. Oh, the humanity. Here's the answer. Government-mandated free croissants for all. And we'll just force the beggars to give all their time for free. Hashtag socialist logic. Hashtag April Fools. GOP taking every tweet so earnestly, making my point for me. It's not an argument against the price of the croissant, it's about the value of human worth. But I guess the idea is foreign to them since their politics treat people as disposable anyway. Dear kids, I'm a baby boomer. We are getting old. But at least we had sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Seems like millennials have moral panics, workshops, and grievance circles. Time to rebel. XX Mom. Didn't your generation slap warning stickers on albums for saying bad words and have meltdowns about satanic cults being in nursery schools? There's nothing we can ever give to the Democrats that will make them happy. This is the highest level of presidential harassment in the history of our country. You could have some dumb a-hole constantly asking to see your birth certificate because he doesn't believe you were born in the US. My favorite thing I learned in college is that way back in ancient China, there was this poet/philosopher guy who wrote this whole pretentious poem about how enlightened he was, and that was like, "The 8 winds cannot move me, blah, blah, blah." And he was really proud of it, so he sent it to his friend who lived across the lake, and then his friend sends it back and just writes, "Fart," or the ancient Chinese equivalent, on it. And he was so mad, he travels across the lake to chew his friend out. When he gets there, his friend says, "Wow, the 8 winds cannot move you, but one fart sends you across the lake." There should be a zoo of drunk white people doing stupid stuff. It's called Florida. As a Florida resident, I cannot confirm nor deny this, but I will say we do charge when people enter. When I went to school, we had dress code of skirts and dresses. Nothing above the knee, only the middle of the knee. Any shorter, you were sent home to change and get back to class. And make up the time after school. I'm proud to say that in high school, no one got pregnant. Back in your day, soda had cocaine in it and black people had no... Oh, yeesh. Black people had no rights. The good old days weren't that good, lady. Let society progress. I think I'll trade teenage pregnancy for black people having rights. I think that's a good deal. Let them have rights and, yeah, I think that's fair. Hashtag teens. What do you think hashtag Jesus' favorite hashtag gun would be? Emoji with a halo holding a revolver. At GOP teens. A nail gun. From at literal edgelord. Not hashtag funny. Consider yourself hashtag blocked. Hashtag got him. See this here? He's turning right on a red light. That is America's only contribution to Western civilization. Introducing the thing you never asked for but definitely always wanted, Tinder height verification. Coming soon. Read more about it here. Cool with this? Just add a weight verification as well for the ladies who love to show those old pics. Puerto Rico got $91 billion for the hurricane. More money than has ever been gotten for a hurricane before. And all their local politicians do is complain and ask for more money. The polls are grossly incompetent, spend the money foolishly and corruptly, and only take from the USA. Puerto Rico is the USA, you racist lout. It makes my heart smile when two ugly people find each other and fall in love. So who's the lucky guy? Laura Ingraham guest says trans people will, quote, destroy gender norms to create, quote, new species, human and part machine. Part machine? They're trans, not transformers, you idiot. Got your hands on the Galaxy S8? Show us the first photo you took. It was a dick pic. That's murdered by emojis, my man. Forget murdered by words, my man was murdered by emoji. Happy Mother's Day to all of the single fathers out there who have had to raise their kids without a mother. Today's about mothers. Why do men always have to try and take everything away that's just for women? You're one to talk. Blank's raised 2 great children all by himself. He does school bake sales, cooks dinner, cleans and does his daughter's hair before school. You're 4 kids all live with your parents because you can't stay out of jail for more than 6 months. He's more of a mother than you'll ever be. Dear guy who just made my burrito. Have you ever been to Earth? On Earth, we use the word burrito to describe a tortilla filled with things you eat. Pretty simple stuff, and I'm surprised you at least got that part right. My burrito was, in fact, filled with food. In this, you and I agree, and are friends. But this is also where my lifelong hatred begins for you and anyone else whose brain has been repeatedly scrubbed with the same mixture of bleach and Pop Rocks as yours has. Because that should have killed you, but left you around long enough to do what you did to me today. Let me explain. You're an idiot. Let me explain further. Burritos are eaten from one end to the other. So that means when you assemble a burrito with mother effing zones of ingredients going that direction, you create a disgusting experience for the burrito's end user. When you make a burrito, you should put the ingredients in layers lengthwise. That way, every bite has at least an effing chance of getting at least 2 types of ingredients. And there is little chance of becoming almost hopelessly trapped in a goddamned cilantro cavern. Have you ever eaten one of the things you make all effing day? You should try one. They are pretty good when you are not willing yourself through the effing empire of sour cream only to end up in lettuce country. Lettuce country. When you eat a burrito, you don't stand it up and bite down on it. Lengthwise, like an effing rancor. Humans can't usually dislocate their jaws, and I'm not an effing pelican. But you must think that's how it's done, since that would be the only effing way to take a bite of your crapstrosity and have it taste like a burrito. And guess what else, player? You probably can't guess anything, because I'm pretty sure you're just a mop with a hat on it that fell over and spilled some stuff into a tortilla. But just in case, here's what. Humans also don't eat burritos like an effing corn on the cob. Like a effing typewriter from one end to the other, a little at a time, and then ding, next line. But today I wish I tried that, because at least then I'd be able to eat some rice, then beans, then be like, hey beans, I'll be right back, just going over here to the guacamole for a second. Nope, my experience was more like, Hey Beans, it's just gonna be you and I for a minute until I can effing excavate the rice from beneath you, but by then you'll be a fading memory. Oh hey, I was wrong. I'm in the effing Cheezosphere. Now rice must be next. I hope it's not another effing salsa pocket. You built this thing like a pack of lifesavers. And don't even frickin' think I'm about to open this stuff up and re-engineer your nonsense 90 degrees. I already put a hole in it with my mouth. Yeah, that's how I discovered you suck at looking at things. I am not going to do frickin' tortilla origami to get this stuff back together, only to end up with a burrito that's been shot in the gut and is bleeding your ineptitude. What's that? I should ask you to mix it up first next time? Is this Jamba Juice? I don't want to drink my effing burrito through a bendy straw, and I don't want to pile a burrito soup in a flour can. I just want a burrito. In conclusion, you are the worst thing that has ever happened to the universe. You owe everyone everywhere an apology for this burrito abomination, and I hope your babies look like monkeys. Update for everyone who just said, just eat it with a fork. A frickin' fork? I didn't order the frickin' Co-Burrito salad. If anyone ever handed me a burrito with a fork, they would be wearing a brand new burrito hat from my fall collection 10 seconds later. That's like buying a car and having them hand you a frickin' wrench with the keys. Like, yeah, we know this car is going to explode and be spread across 8 lanes as soon as you hit the gas, but we gave you a wrench, so be cool. Jesus already gave me 2 burrito forks. One at the end of each arm. They're called hands. A fork. My God. I haven't cried since I was 6, but I'm sobbing now. People eat burritos with forks? God is sorry he made us. The England football team visited an orphanage in Russia yesterday. It's heartbreaking to see their little faces with no hope, said Vladimir, aged 6. Hashtag England squad.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Sisters and brothers are at some point attracted to each other, and that's facts. We all have a little crush on our brothers and sisters at some point. What kind of Leonard Skinner Confederate flag flying outside of every trailer Chevy... God, man, this man's got so much to say. What kind of Leonard Skinner Confederate flag flying outside of every trailer, Chevy symbol, chest tattoo, MAGA hat wearing, 6-year-old son still in diapers, life is like a box of chocolate, sweet tea brewing, moonshine running, Mountain Dew drinking, NASCAR loving, pile of empty Bud Light cans in the passenger seat of the beatdown pickup stuff is this. And scene. Girls I like versus girls that like me. Boy, who the F said I liked you? And so we've reached the end of our journey through r/Murdered by Words. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you really liked it, be sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you all later.